Are we live? All right, so I have two wonderful employees in front of me. One of them is from the R&D
I
side.
already know this is going to be bad.
Other one is media slash social slash photography slash, well, I guess I could do the same with you.
Yeah.
Have I ever given you guys unrealistic expectations? So basically,
Definitely.
I want all the graphics redone on the website in a day, and I want you current on all duplications and projects by Friday, which happens to be today's Friday.
Yeah.
Make that happen. Has that happened? I'll go with you first.
Well,
he knew that to start with me, man.
not all projects are created equal. That's one thing. 'Cause sometimes we'll get a bunch of samples for one customer,
Yeah.
and we'll have to revise and go back, and
So
it'll take a
the
while.
customers might have an unrealistic expectation because they're like, well, you advertise that you can do a duplication in 1 to 2 weeks. So I'm going to send you 200 samples
Oh, yeah.
and I'm expecting them all in 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, because for us to even get the chart to make the sample,
The GC run.
yeah,
Yep.
That's 90 minutes for one. So
Sheesh.
So the customer has an unreal expectation. So the customer really runs the company, right? Because they pay our bills. So now you're going to go to the customer and tell them you can't do 100 dupes in 2 weeks.
So it's basically 2 dupes per 3 hours.
mhm.
Dang, yeah. So how
Yeah.
you going?
Well,
Yes, yes, that's exactly what you have to do.
I mean,
see you
I'd
sit there
have to,
questioning.
yeah.
You would have to
I
go to the
mean-
customer and say, look, I need your top priority ones that you need, and I will hit that expectation and I will get it done. But you couldn't go to the customer and say, yes, I'm going to do 100 duplications in 2 weeks, because then you're going to fail on the expectation.
Yeah, not even enough time.
Right.
And that's one customer.
Luckily,
And
you know how
literally-
to send those
Yeah.
emails.
Right.
Just one.
And literally, you have hundreds that are doing this at the same time.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So it's more of a communication thing. It's not you're failing on the expectation. The customer was thinking one way, and then it's on customer service to tell the customer this is the reality.
But that's
Right.
but that's customer to you. I'm talking about has Josh giving you an expectation that you're like, nah, but
Like I said, I want this dupe done today.
you're like, whoa.
Uh,
Is Josh like that to you guys? Because I have a
no,
different story.
I wouldn't say anything unrealistic. Like,
Yeah.
Nah,
no.
really?
I mean,
Not really.
for his department, I've done his job, and I've done everything in the lab. I've done
Oh,
everything in
that's
production.
the different. You know what?
So I
Yeah.
know what he can handle and what he can't handle. So I wouldn't stick him in something that was ridiculous, unless like it was $1 million account and they were like, look, we're going to pull out if you don't get this fixed. Then I'd have to come to you and I'd probably stand next to you and be like, all right, let's work through this. Let's figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But I try not to give unrealistic expectations to the lab. Now I'm looking at media.
Yeah, because in media, you ain't never did this job before. So it's
So-
easier said than done for sure.
Media, there is this black hole that I don't really know how long it should take
Right,
and what's required.
right.
So, have I ever given you unrealistic
Well,
expectations?
to be fair, I'm not gonna sit here and say yes or no. We talk about it, and I just
Wait a minute,
seem
you're not
to-
going for political office.
right. It's either straight yes or no. It's just because it's also because like I work a certain way with some things, and we think we can do that at that speed with everything. So that's where it's like it becomes unrealistic because I still have to manage, and I have a team under me, and then I got this and that, but I can make it happen. It's just it's so many things that come about it in a day. But yes, you have. For example, the website, right? We had to revamp the whole website. But just like the images, because some of the images weren't lining up, that was like a couple week project for the last person. Adam is really fast. So then Adam went in there in a week and he did X amount. He killed it. Vroom. So then everybody after that I put on there, I could only...
It became the
Yeah,
expectation.
That was the standard. So then that's what happens with Josh a lot of times when it comes to me because something might have gone, someone was really good at something, and then we've got another person doing it because that person's really, really good at something else, so he's doing that, and the person working on this is not as fast as so-and-so. So that's where it falls under unrealistic.
I think
But
we find out that
I don't think it's crazy limits, but we're always like a day or two late. Like
we could do one project. So let's just say we had a giveaway.
right.
So the first giveaway was throw some bath bombs and some beakers.
We did that same day.
Filmed it, edited, released it, Facebook Live, all with, 4 hours?
Yeah,
Right?
like 5.
And then the next project came through, and let's say it took a day. Then the
It took
next
a day.
project took a week. Then the next project,
And one
like
of
3
wasn't
months.
that,
And then, like,
It wasn't 3 months. He tripping. Nah, what it was. It kept getting back. But if you notice too, like we went back, the videos kept getting longer and longer and longer. But we wasn't putting that in the mix. We weren't looking at all the factors. Since we already knew the last one was done in the day, we thought this one would get done in the day. But we did more to it. We had a bigger budget. But I like to just get stuff done. So I set myself up for failure at times too. But yes, you have given me.
so the
unrealistic
expectation, okay, so
For sure.
internally, we have an expectation, right? But again, the customers are the ones who are really paying our bills. So then the customer has an expectation, right? So one of the things that we've realized is once we do the monthly contest, it basically ends at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And then realistically, within a couple of days, the customer is expecting who
Right.
the winner is, right?
This one took a week and a half.
So the expectation
Crazy.
from us was, well, let's get it right. You know, let's if it takes a week or two, we'll
Let's
figure it
release
out.
it. Yeah, let's release it the right. I mean,
But
like,
literally, you
good.
could tell on social media, the drums started beating like day 2. They were like,
Where
okay,
is it at?
am I the winner? Where are we at? When are you guys releasing
this
it?
credit, yeah.
So now all of a sudden, you have internal expectations.
One of the finalists
and
was either
external
like,
expectations.
"Hey, I was trying to wait if I was one of the winners, but I went ahead and just. I mean, I have to order, so she ordered. I was like, dang, I felt so bad, but she wasn't the winner, so
Yeah, so it works out,
Yeah, so it
right?
worked out.
But I mean, it's stuff like that that we have to look at. You know, one, it's the customer's expectation, our internal expectations, and then you have to realize you can't please everybody all the time. So you have a room, 100 people. No matter what you do, 99 are going to be happy. The one person is going to be like, "You guys suck." I mean, that's reality, right? So I don't ever think that we look at it from that point of view. It's just moving forward. If you get an unrealistic expectation from me, from a customer, from a coworker, at that point is when you have to correct it.
It's just communication,
Yeah,
really. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Because
I want this done in 30 minutes.
can't
Hey,
do it.
you know it's going to take a day for me to do this.
Right.
Then I have to finalize this. It's going to take 2 days.
Right.
You get 300 duplications that come in, and oh, well, I need this one rushed today. Well, reality is I have this workload. What's my priority and what needs to go back to the customer, right? So you don't have expectations that upset customers because they're aware of the situation,
Right.
right? I think the problem is it's the communication. I tell you to do something. I tell you to do something. I have the programmers doing something. I have accounting doing something. I'm figuring that's done, and I'm not going to follow up on you guys until the due date.
Right.
And then the due date comes, and then all of a sudden, the programmer's behind, the accountant's behind, the lab's behind, media's behind, production's behind, and I'm like,
What happened?
okay.
Yeah.
What happened?
The expectation was this.
What happened?
We had a communication. Everybody was good, and now I'm finding out at the 50-yard line that we lost our quarterback. You know what I mean?
Right,
And you're like, okay, now we have a problem. So I think that's more of the issue with expectations than it actually is not hitting your deadline.
Right.
It's the communication that goes with it. Now, if you have a drop dead date and the expectation is from anybody, let's say a customer. So I'm going to be at X gift show and I need my duplications by that date because the gift show is happening, right? And the gift show stops for no one, right?
It's not
So-
gonna happen.
Now all of a sudden the customer gives you it 2 weeks early, right? 2 weeks goes by, it's supposed to ship. They were supposed to get it the day before the show, and they would have been good. We start falling behind, right? So you end up miraculously getting it through your lab, and now it goes to the sample lab to ship it. Now they're backed up. Well, they're like, well, I only missed it by 1 day. It's not that big of a deal. But now it missed the 1 day for the gift show. So now your 2 weeks worth of work, Ron and Shamil's work, perfumers, every customer,
Yeah.
all fails because one deadline was missed by one department.
Dang.
That's the stuff where it's like
Talk about pressure.
you understand the expectation from the customer was this. You made it happen, but another department missed the expectation, so it all still failed.
Yeah.
That's the ones that are brutal.
Man, that's
Yeah.
rough. I know.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
did my part, but we're a team, so one fail, we all fail. So
Everything's
Right.
got to work together.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, it's communication also. So let's say the lab got backed up. They were actually backed up yesterday. And they shipped everything except for 3 requests, which right now we're in peak season. So literally they shipped out, I think, like 40 boxes. And there was 3 left. And they came to me and they were like, hey, these 3 didn't go, but we got 40 out. And I was like, that's great. How are you going to get the 3 to UPS? And they looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, look, you can still run it to the UPS store by 6 p.m. The first year we were in business,
We did this all
we
day.
ran the UPS store every single day.
But Justin wasn't here for that, so he doesn't know.
So he wasn't. So I said,
You
get the
talking about
3
Justin, that's
in
why.
boxes, hop in your little Honda Fit,
Yeah.
and you drive over to UPS and you make sure they go out.
Okay,
And
go-
that's what he did.
Go ahead and get on their license plate number 2 then. You telling them they all business.
So it's the expectation. The customer expected it. As a company, we expect certain things to go out and certain things to happen. That's that expectation. Follow us on all of our social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and any other place we just happen to be.
Has anybody seen Josh?